Hey guys, it's May, and tonight I'm going to show you how to take a dinner plate and turn it into the cutest owl ever. We're not actually going to we're not going to turn the plate into an owl, we're going to use the plate as a template. So, that's funny, the plate as a template, okay? So, what you want to do is pick about 4 pieces of coordinating paper, and what I did was I took out one of my packs that all these pages came in the same pack, and I just pulled 4 out, just grabbed them willy-nilly so I can show you how this works. Now, I'm going to choose these for the body of the owl, so I'm going to get rid of these for a minute. We'll come back to them. And this is what I'm going to use for the wings. Now, I want to show you how this works. I'm going to take our paper and then a plate and put this down here and just kind of center it on the paper. Now, what we're going to do, this is like old school. You've done this a billion times, doing different things for your kids or crafts in Sunday school or what have you. And you just center that plate on your piece of paper, and let me show you something. If you don't want to waste paper, you can always go to the corner to do this, but I want these designs to show, so that's why I've put it right here. So trace your plate. Easiest owl I've ever done. I love this. Okay, so I've traced my plate so I can see my circle, and then you want to set your plate aside and get your scissors and cut this circle out. So we have our circle cut out. And I told you I wanted to use these edges. Now here's what you do. You're going to flip your circle to the white side, okay? And you're going to take the edges and fold them inward, not to where they will touch, but pretty close. If I can pick up this other edge. Just kind of making these 2 sides the same width. If you want to measure, you can. I'm not going to measure. I'm just going to eyeball that. And that's the first section of your owl. So I'm going to move that out of the way. Now then, on your coordinating papers, what you want to do is cut a bunch of scallop circles. I'm going to be using my 2-inch scallop circle punch from Close to My Heart. And I'm just going to cut a bunch of these, probably like 6 or 7 of each pattern. Now then, I have my circles cut. Now, if you're an inker, if you like to ink the edges of things, now is the time to do that. For time's sake, I'm not going to ink the edges of these. On the picture that I'll use to show you how what we're gonna make, that one was inked, but these I'm not going to ink. But here's what you'll do next. You'll bring your circle back over. You're gonna open these sides up, okay? And you will take alternating pieces of the paper you just cut, and you're going to go, let me show you. You're going to go from one fold to the other fold, alternating, I don't want to use that one. Those patterns are too similar. Alternating your patterns around the bottom. And that will become your first row. Now, if you haven't noticed, this is kind of the body of the owl, and we're building the bottom. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to move this, move these, and go ahead and put some glue at the bottom. So that is your first row of feathers on the inside. So bring that down, you can really see what we're doing there. Now your next set, you're just gonna alternate again, but this time you're gonna change them up a little bit. And here's what's really cool. We're going to save paper. I do not wanna run these all the way inside of here because those will get wasted. We're just gonna close one side down and see what we need and where we need it. Because there's no sense in wasting the circles. You're going to repeat this all the way up until you have the body of the owl from about here down covered. So we'll do that now. So now then you can see that we have run our feathers all the way up the middle, and we have our sides that we can now stick down. So you want to go ahead and glue those down. So there is the body of your owl. Now let's make the face. And what you'll do is kind of use half of your plate on your paper. Just kind of eyeball it like this. And just trace half here, like so. And then you're going to move it out about like this. And you want to mark this section right here. And I'll show you why in just a second. Okay, so let's cut out our half plate. Now, as you can see, if we bring the body back over, that head is way too wide. That's a way too big of a head. So we want to bring it in some. And this is where you're going to just kind of do this by feel. We're going to take our scissors and just kind of trim some of this edge off. Straight up. Do the same on this side. And this is just by feel. This owl looks very rustic and it's by hand. So if you don't like it, you can always trim paper. And then I like to take my scissors and just round this edge. And I'm going to use that center mark that we did to help me find the curve at the top of the owl head. Now I ended up playing with that a lot. I ended up trimming it in a good bit and bringing this side in and bringing this side in. And again, the sides are not exactly perfect, but that's okay. Just get them as close as you can. If you want them to be exact, you can fold your paper in half and then cut them to match. And I'm not even going to put a crease in the middle. I'm just going to find where they don't match after you've done your playing around. Just like that. Just flip this over and see where this guy doesn't match, and it's right there on that point. And this is just a lot of trial and error on this part. Now, this is what I suggest. Once you've made your first one and you like the way the head turned out, go ahead and use this as a template. So you have it for the next time. You don't have to keep working to get it right. But this is what we're doing here. Now the head, to give you a place to know where to put it, we're going to glue it so that that top edge meets the top edge of the body. Let me turn it over. When we adhere it, it'll adhere like this, so that this edge meets there. And that way every time you'll know that your face or your head is meeting in the same spot. So let's adhere this guy down. And what I found is the best way to do it is put your adhesive on the top of the body. So when you put the head in place, you know that adhesive is in the right spot. When you flip it over, you can tell. So you don't have any extra adhesive out here where you don't need it. Okay, so there is the head of our owl. Look how big he is too. Like, he's pretty meaty. Now let's do the face. Okay, so for the eyes, what I did was I did 2 of the 2-inch scalloped punches in the lighter color. I did 2 of a 1 3/4 inch punch for the inside of the eye. And then I did 2 of 1 1/4 circle punch for the actual pupil. Okay, so now let's assemble these guys. So simple. Little adhesive, put that in the middle. And then you have your eyes. Now what I want to show you is, I tend to put the pupil a little bit down to one side, and by doing this you can make it look in so many different directions. This way it's looking over there, okay? This way it's looking down. See that? If you turn it this way, it's looking to the other side. If you turn it this way, they're looking up, straight up. So you can do that any way you want to when you do it like that, instead of putting them directly in the center. Now let's bring our body back over. And all you have to decide is, how do you want your eyes to look? And the way I'm going to use this owl, I will have some stuff on this side, so I kind of want it looking over here. So we're going to adhere these down, but don't adhere them too high at the top, because your nose will go here in the center. So don't adhere them down yet either till you get your nose cut. Let's do that next. Now for the nose, I used the darker color, and you could use a different color if you wanted, but I'm just showing you how to do this out of 4 pieces of paper. I used the darker color, and I'm just going to freehand a triangle. And then just cut it. And it is not perfect. I'm not looking for perfection here, okay? So when we bring our owl back, I'm gonna place the nose first, and I like it to kind of hang down a little low. And then the eyes should be kind of close together. That way he won't look kind of sparse or scary. So it'll kind of go like that. So let's place those down. The biggest thing with the face is making sure the pupils are going in the same direction so he looks like he's looking at the same thing, you know? But that's it. Look at this great owl we just made. Look how big he is. This mat is a 12 inches tall by 18 inches wide. So you can see that this owl is more than 12 inches tall when you complete it. You can use this for anything. Now to change the size of your owl, if you'd like him smaller for a card, all you do is pick a smaller circle to start with and then drop your sizes down of your circle punches. That's it, guys. A quick, easy, cute owl. I thought you guys might enjoy him. Have a great day, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.